We're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Mic check. Doo-doo. That's not good. Now I can hear me. Yay. You good?
Yep. If anyone here is crunching, I'm eating cookies. One more. For breakfast.
Not coming out. No sign of it.
We're definitely live.
It's not.
We're definitely live.
Right. There we go. Dude?
Yeah. Oh, there's a delay on it.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. It was the image that you had up there for a second. It was.
This?
Yeah. It was disconcerting.
Yeah, my face pops up there in a second.
Other than that, have it up on our.
My face pops up in a second and goes specifically, oh, that camera didn't flip around. And then it flipped it.
Right, I'm not getting caught with this crap again.
Bullshit talking.
I keep forgetting to hit this. Include. Oh, it's. Oh, it has been annoying.
I'm going to be cheeky. You are... Oh.
What are you doing?
Because this is actually the headphone that's in that jack for some reason. It says channel 5 on these headphones. But it's in that jack already. I didn't move any jacks.
Okay, that's shared out on wrestling thing on your page and on my page.
Delightful.
And okay,
Yep, I can hear it.
good. That's better.
I got headphones that fit for once and they're not falling off of my head. Oh. Hugh Jumbo.
Right, hit and record. No, that's the wrong thing. Hit and record.
Radio!
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another edition of Kayfabe OrDie. I'm the Giz, and joining me, as always, in the studio is my partner in crime, Johnny Danger Deadly.
Hugh Jumbo, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's Swahili.
It is Swahili, yeah.
Woohoo,
I
we got one right.
said a different hello, different language every week. I'm sticking to it. It was like a New Year's resolution.
Well, I'm glad somebody's
I'm also zippy and peppy because I got my coffee and I had my cookies.
Okay.
He's a cookie.
I was going to say I'm glad somebody's able to stick to their New Year's resolution because I'm not sure WWE is lately with their whole attention.
It's a new era.
No, it's not. It's the same
It's
matches.
a new era.
Oh God, it's the same matches.
It's the same matches, and small guys can't beat big guys, and even if they are beating the big guys, albeit for a temporary period of time, although he did beat up two big guys in the period of one time there this week, but inevitably at the end the big guy won because he picked him up and he flipped him through the air because he's bigger.
We're of course referring to Finn Balor because Johnny just loves being so cryptic about this stuff.
If you watched Raw, I wasn't being cryptic at all.
I know. But if you didn't,
It was a bloody great match, though.
yeah. Okay. Getting straight into things. Raw opens up with Brock and Paul Heyman in the ring.
Paul Heyman speaking gold, as
Yeah.
per usual.
To be fair, talking up Finn Balor, talking up Finn Balor for a while, and then it's unfortunate because he's like, yeah, he's great at all this, but he's
robbing
doomed
some of
to
Alice,
be
robbing
defeated.
some of Alistair Black's lines.
Yeah.
Will absolve you of your sins in believing of Finn Balor.
He gets interrupted by Vince, who is also kind of inclined to, Finn's a bit of a
I think he was
small guy.
actually supposed to. I think the whole David and Goliath analogy was he was supposed to actually come out and be like, the little guy can win, but at some stage in Vince's head, he just lost track of the story.
No, it isn't. No, I think that's the way it was always supposed to be, because don't forget, the whole bit is the fact that Vince loves big sweaty men, as opposed to, athletic guys that can actually get the job done. So, I think that was most definitely supposed to be. But anyway, Braun comes out and, does his usual bit, and then...
You're small, I'm big, I don't know why I'm not fighting him. You're small.
And then Finn Balor comes out and is kind of like, you know what, the reason you're not fighting is because I earned it, and to be honest, I can beat you, and I can beat him, and I can beat everybody!
You can't beat me, I'm big. I don't know if you understood the method of the way that
Except
things
you
work,
can't beat
but
him.
I'm big.
Anyway, this leads to a match between Braun Strowman and Finn Balor, which Lesnar decides to interfere with, and so we had a,
Yeah, he did interfere in the most entertaining of manners, though, because Braun Strowman threw Finn Balor clean out of the ring, and then Lesnar caught him clean out of the air and then gave him a belly-to-belly suplex.
there was that, yeah.
I was like, that's a spot and a half.
There was that, yeah, but then there was also just him going, screw this for a tub of spin, getting in and F5ing Balor.
Yeah.
It was like,
They should have let Balor win here. I think he needed it would have been a great momentum builder, opposed to like everyone being like, oh, big guy smashed the little.
See, this is why I'm like, they're trying to build up the false hope, whereby you're supposed to be there and kind of like, oh yeah, the little guy's so going to beat Brock Lesnar, we're finally going to get that belt off him. No, we're not. We're probably not, because at the end of the day, for some reason, some God's unknown reason, they love having the belt on a champion that doesn't like defending or going to work.
Yep.
Now, I admit, he's been there for the last couple of weeks, but that's because Vince has been there for the last couple of weeks.
New era.
Like, it's clearly Vince is like, we need our champ on TV. If I'm going to be on TV, then you're going to be on TV. Damn it.
Remember that contract you... Oh, no, wait, that's the LeBron voice. You remember that contract you signed?
I really do think it's just a case
I
of...
don't, Braun, actually.
Vince?
No, I was taking... Never mind.
Okay, never mind. Back to... Okay. Next up, we had Lashley and Lio Rush in the ring. Thankfully, they were interrupted by Apollo Crews. Unfortunately, it led to a pose-off.
This was actually good.
Aye.
This was funny.
Maybe, I guess.
I'll put it to you this way. We've seen several pose-offs over the years, and they've been naff as hell. This was actually... Apollo Crews was hella entertaining in this.
But why is he doing a pose-off to get a title shot?
Yeah.
I mean, what? That's like having a bikini contest
I am
for
wondering-
women to give
I
them
am
a shot at the
wondering
women's
when-
championship.
I am wondering when the storyline that Lio Rush is actually madly in love with Bobby Lashley comes up, though, because I think it's going that way.
I think they've already done it, and it's just
I'm going to put
they're
the
just waiting
belt
for people-
around his waist.
They're just waiting for people to catch up with him, to be perfectly honest.
Put the
Anyway,
belt around his waist.
This led to a match between Apollo versus Lashley, where Apollo damn near broke his fragging back by doing that gorilla press slam on Lashley.
Yeah.
And then they went for the spot again, and it worked the second time. But in the end of it though, it was Lashley with the victory, and you're left wondering why bother building up Apollo at all if you're just gonna. But that was kind of a really.
Do you know what he's like? It's like they're playing with really crap Lego, and every time I build it up, it just comes falling right down.
But here's the thing: I would have been happy with Lashley winning if it was due to Lio Rush interfering and then getting away.
Oh
with
yeah, no, it was just a clean win.
Which is stupid, because they were like, it looked like they were going to build Apollo up as being
He
could be a damn good opponent for Lashley, which is what annoys me.
In Apollo's defense, I do think he won the pose off.
That's why he got his title shot, apparently.
So
Yeah,
at least it wasn't all losses.
I don't know.
You outposed the man muscle.
It's just
He's got muscles on muscles.
anyway.
Take your wins where you get them.
That wasn't it.
It was a win.
All right. Next up, we had Lashley. Seth Rollins in the ring, and he gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre because they need some reason to have Drew against Seth.
Yeah.
Again.
Because it leads to very good matches, to be honest.
It does, but once again, we're getting back to my point earlier of new era, new matches, huh?
Yeah, well, it is a new match because now Seth's have a title.
That is true. Rollins would end up picking up the victory against McIntyre in that one.
Mm-hmm.
We had,
Dean Ambrose promo.
yeah,
It was a good promo, it's just I've lost interest in the whole...
yeah.
It kind of messed it up too much.
Yeah.
Once he went Bane, I was kind of like, I'm out. Sorry, that was it now.
We had Lucha House Party versus Jinder Mahal and the Singh Brothers.
Hopefully an indication that 6-man tags are coming.
That was something I meant to say. I think the end of that match was botched up because there was a Singh brother that looked like he was supposed to get into the ring.
I think the end of every WWE match was botched up this week, to be honest.
There was a lot of stuff that went wrong.
It was botchomania.
There was a lot of stuff. Mainly occasions we were kind of looking at guys going, oh, that looks like it actually hurt. Look, like with Apollo Crews picking up Lashley and it not quite working out the way he thought it would.
Or when Sheamus actually kicked Shane McMahon's face clean off on SmackDown. We'll get to that.
There was a bunch of stuff on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, but that particular kick, when I saw I was like, holy hell! Because Cesaro was holding him by the head, like it was like that's all foot and face. There's no choreography to that.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, tag team wise, we had the Revival versus Glorious Gable, because that's just what I'm going to be calling them. I don't care.
Is that not their name, though?
No, it's not.
What's their name?
Rude and Gable. I know, they're missing a perfect opportunity to just call them a tag team, Glorious Gable.
Glorious Alpha would make more sense.
Doesn't have the same rhyming. GG. Good game.
But then it makes it sound like that Gable is the...
I know, there is that downside of it, but, you know.
The kind of storyline themselves, I would have been able to have that.
Yeah. Where was I?
American Glories?
Okay, anyway, the Revival versus Glorious Gable and Rude, because now you throw me off.
Sorry.
Okay, here's something that annoys me, right?
Yeah.
They go to all the trouble of getting Hawkins in as the guest referee.
Oh, there's a reason for that.
No, it's not that. I thought this was absolutely brilliant, right? Absolutely fantastic. To get Kurt Hawkins in as the guest referee, who does everything he possibly can to catch the Revival whenever they try and do their dirty tricks, and he succeeds wonderfully, does a brilliant job as a referee.
He does, yeah. He's on it like a car bonnet.
Here's what annoys the piss out of me. Why the hell is Renee Young on the side of the Revival?
Because they're awesome.
No, really. The whole point of Renee Young is that she's the face commentator, Corey Graves is the heel commentator, and Michael Cole is the colour commentator that calls in the middle. But why is...
I can answer it. It's because of the...
They got their lines mixed up?
No, the terrible Lucha House Party booking.
Had nothing?
No, but it ended up making the faces the heels and the heels the faces. Because Corey Graves was speaking a hell of a lot of sense during those couple of weeks.
Yes, but I'm not talking about the build-up. I'm talking about on the night. It doesn't matter about reality. What matters in this point is the fact that they have their face commentator sticking up for their heel team, which has just been caught every 5 minutes cheating by a referee that deliberately did his job.
Maybe it's because they all mysteriously wound up on the same show about a week and a half after everyone asking for the release papers. That could have a lot to do with it. Where it's just like, we need everybody talking up the Revival now, or they're going to keep getting RC.
But she wasn't talking up the Revival. She was talking about how it was an injustice, what happened to them, and how they deserved to win, even though they were blatantly cheating during the match, and that's why they were caught.
I have no other defence for it. I've thrown out my 2 curveballs to...
There is no defence. It was just...
I know.
Now, that being said, it was also a really damn good fracking match.
It was a really good match because it's a Revival, and it's Gable, and it's Bobby Roode.
It's not just that. I've said it before. I am a big fan of heel wrestling, and these guys do it properly.
Yes.
Old school heel tag team wrestling. Which
Ball
is why
shots and foot in the ropes and double teaming when people aren't seeing it.
They even, when Hawkins managed to call the match properly, they even jumped him afterwards, leading to Zack Ryder coming down and everyone going, weren't they tag team champions once upon a time together?
Yeah. Don't they need more tag teams on Raw? Because I think they only have 2.
Yeah, it's a distinct. That's.
Because they can't seem to let Lucha House Party only wrestle as 2 people.
Yeah, because I don't think they can, despite the fact that they break themselves every now and then. I swear to the gods, it was either Lindsay Dorado or Sin Cara. One of them nearly killed themselves a couple of weeks ago.
Well, let's run it. It was Sin Cara.
Yeah.
Let's run it down. You got The Ascension. You got Lucha House Party, Revival, Glorious Gable, AOP are out at the moment because Akom's injured.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
I don't know. It's like it's.
So they actually need more tag teams.
But yeah, they brought up heavy machinery, I guess.
I love them. I love them. They're great.
Next up, we had a moment of bliss, where for some reason,
The last one.
hang on, for some reason, WWE decided that after failing to ruin the Women's Royal Rumble Sunday night, you heard about this, right?
Yeah,
They were
where they
gonna-
all were going
They were
to.
going to announce the women for the Royal Rumble until everyone went, "Don't do that." The whole point of the Royal Rumble
I
is
saw-
that it's a fracking surprise.
I saw on one of the tweets that Wrestle Talk talked about one woman literally mailed them and just went, "Are you also going to ruin the men's rumble as well?"
I agree.
I
'Cause-
totally agree.
Yep. But here's the thing: after attempting to do that and then realizing it would be a bad idea,
They just announced who everyone knew was going to be in it.
they
Anyway,
decided
it
to
was
try
like-
and do it with a moment of bliss. Here's the thing, though. Even though they basically announced, I think it was something like 22 of the 30 spots.
yeah.
So we got 8 surprises.
Yay.
Yay! Why? Why didn't you? We all knew who was going to be coming out. Why didn't you just let us watch it and have a bit of fun that way, you dipsticks?
All of them. That's who's going to be coming out because they don't have.
All the women coming out to the rumble. Yeah, not as much as all.
Yeah, but they're kind of. It doesn't work when they
Yeah.
actually have to come out and have a match. It's when they're standing backstage. That's
Yeah, it's
8 women's divisions standing in a row.
yeah. Anyway, after attempting to spoil the women's Royal Rumble by revealing all but 8 or 9 of the women, Alexa tries to interview Nia Jax. This gets interrupted by Ember Moon, which
Yeah.
then gets interrupted by Alicia Fox, which then gets interrupted by Mickey James, which then gets interrupted by the Riot Squad.
Then
And
it turns into a rumble.
And literally everyone else. And so it breaks down into a scrap, which was awesome because, like, Nikki Cross was there as well, and you could see there was a great line of Alexa just, calm down, calm down, calm down. You really calm down. I'll tear your head off. What the hell?
I'll tear your fucking head off. Yeah, I love her. She's like a rabid ferret.
I don't know if we call her a ferret.
Not in like appearance, but in personality.
Okay. So anyway, after that breaks down into that brawl, Alexa Bliss announces that she's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and then Lacey Evans also announced it. So that's it. That's that. Yeah, by the end of things.
And she knocked her hat off. Don't forget, she
Hang
knocked her hat off.
So by the end of a moment of bliss, we now have 7 female entrants that will actually be a surprise.
Amazing. Lita.
Oh, for fuck, Trish Stratus.
Lita Trish Stratus.
I wouldn't mind seeing Molly Holly again.
Lita Trish. Do you know, man? I won't lie to you. If you could, I'm wondering, could you see Baszler?
Possibility. Or
All 3 of them. I know they have a match to take over.
yeah. Well, look, we'll get to that in a while, right? Let's just continue
Yeah.
with the stuff. Raw finished off with Ronda and Natalia versus Bayley and Banks because I don't know, just because. So that ended up with Bayley and Banks. Yeah, Bayley and Banks won that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It wasn't quick. I didn't know that.
And Rawhousey came down.
She was in the match.
He's in the match. It was. This has turned out to be a little bit of a barn burner, out of nowhere.
What, Ronda and Natalia versus Bayley and Banks?
No. The title match they have on Sunday.
Oh well, yeah. see how it
It's
goes.
got nicely heated over the last couple of weeks.
All right. Anyway, we're just straight into SmackDown as we get caught.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Did SmackDown open up with Vince in the ring, or was that later?
Later.
Yeah, later. Match-wise, we had Naomi versus Mandy Rose after them building it up for all of a week.
It was a week.
Yeah, I know. That's
One
right.
terrible video promo.
Yeah.
And then the terrible video promo sounded like that. Did you ever see that TV show, Women That Murder?
Funnily enough, no.
It's kind of like a documentary. They go through kind of famous serial killer women and stuff like that. But I swear to God, it's the same chick who does the voiceover for it. Mandy Rose had very, very deceitful plans afoot and all of this. I was just like, what's going on? I was like, in a weird way, what happened last week all makes sense now, so they can do this BS this week. But I was kind of like, it was the exact same voice. I was like, oh, there's tension that I was.
That's like getting Robert Stack to voice over.
But Naomi wasn't going to sit and stand for it. I can't remember the lines now. Some BS like that anyway. But yeah, I was just like, that's the Women of Murder chick.
Anyway, so we ended up with Naomi versus Mandy Rose, and Mandy Rose ends up getting the win, and it's kind of like, what was the point?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
You get a nice coupley moment in the ring with Jimmy and Naomi afterwards. Or is it Jay? I get confused. Which one is she married to?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Like I said, she's married to Jimmy, which is why last week they should have sent Jay.
Oh, that would have been so good.
It would have, yeah. Because he would have just been like, yeah, let's get it out. Wait, what's wrong here? Wrong, brother. But don't worry, we both look the exact same.
If it's any consolation, I do genuinely feel that if WWE listened to this show, they're probably kicking themselves now going, that would have been brilliant, actually, where they just turn on the telly and Jimmy's in the ring.
But, yeah, and like anything except having Naomi hiding in that woman's bathroom the entire fracking. What the hell? Good grief.
It's a week later and we're still confused. I don't know.
I know how teleportation is supposed to work, and if Edison hadn't fucked
Like,
up
why
Tesla's
you-
lab, it
like-
would work. But unfortunately, we don't have teleportation, so
Like-
you can't do that.
Like, while you had the women that murder chicks voiceover there, could you not have got her to explain the bathroom bit?
Magic.
She crawled in through the window at 4 p.m. knowing that Mandy had plans afoot.
She crawled through the window on like the 52nd floor of the hotel or whatever.
She has the power of glow, mate. She can do what she wants.
I thought you were going to say she has the power of Spider-Man.
No, but like hotels have balconies. She could have gone in one room over a balcony through the window. Blammo! I'm in bathroom country.
Why do we need to explain this?
I don't know.
I know it's true. Anyway, moving on with the matches. We had The Miz versus Cesaro because apparently Shane can't fight a member of the bar before the Rumble. So yeah, this breaks down when Cesaro ends up picking up the win, and Shane decides to jump the bar because the win was due to Sheamus interferes in the match. Shane takes offense to this, jumps the bar, and it does not end well for the besties as
Or more importantly, Shane's face.
well, the Miz's face, I think, because it was Shane that got powerbombed through the Miz through the table.
Yes, that was actually awesome.
It was.
That was really cool. That was a great spot. I'm talking more specifically when Sheamus did the bro kick while Cesaro was holding Shane McMahon outside of the ring by the head. Where Shane's face was here, and then...
It's alright. They have clone number 7 on standby just
But it's
in
like,
case.
you know the way those kicks work is because it's like foot contacts head goes down out of the way. It looks vicious as hell, but it's actually that. But
Yeah,
he
you're
had a
supposed to
large
reverse it.
Swedish man holding him by the face.
Yeah, well, you know.
Like his face was still wobbling as he fell to the floor. Watch the
Look, I
slow
said-
motion
look,
replay.
Like I said, they probably have clone number 7 all prepped and ready to go.
Is
just
it
in case.
7 now?
I think so, yeah. Because we said six has survived a lot of stuff so far. He hasn't killed himself yet.
No, he's only broke himself up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still on 6.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali finally happened after Samoa Joe broke Ali last week by picking him up.
Bouncy.
For anyone that hasn't seen it, he picked that man up
Bouncy.
and threw him off the ring post on the outside of the ring.
Yep.
And I mean,
With the same ferocity as that time that Brock Lesnar threw that dude with the one leg off the ring post. Do you remember that? I can't remember his name.
yeah, the internet went nuts because he only had one leg.
Yeah. Although he was wrestling,
I
so
know.
you kind of have to let him.
I know.
Like
I know,
if you're going to get in the ring with it,
man. I know. I'm just saying the internet went nuts because they didn't know. Apparently,
it was his. Yeah, it's not like he just picked a one-legged guy up out of the aisle. Screw you! Boom.
although not with.
It could happen.
Not entirely without the realms of reason.
No,
with Brock.
it could happen. I'm not disputing that. If we wearing a bear costume or something.
Yeah. Before we get on to the end of SmackDown, we're just going to do some of the promos. Vince McMahon was in the ring at one point, and he wanted to do a face-to-face with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. That's no problem for AJ Styles. It's a bit of a problem for Daniel Bryan because he refuses to get in the ring with AJ Styles because he's just such a loose cannon and he's just so worthless and just blah, blah, blah.
Because he
blah, blah.
just loves irritating the crap out of people.
And so Daniel Bryan proceeds to cut like 3 or 4 really hardcore fuck you everybody
He
promos.
was like a promo machine
the
on
Baby
Tuesday.
Boomer one was spot fragging on.
So good.
Vince McMahon, you and your generation are the reason this planet is in hell. Don't believe me? Well, just look in the mirror and think about your attitude whereby everything's mine.
Yep. Absolutely amazing. It's so on point.
And then AJ Styles pointed out that, weren't you on
You
the
didn't
same...
say face to face had to happen in the ring.
No, AJ pointed out, weren't you on the same plane as me?
Yeah.
Mr. Carbon Footprint.
Yes, I thought that was good.
And then it's the, we don't need to be in the same ring. And then everything breaks down and it's a scrap.
Fighty.
Sorry, I was looking at notes. Yeah, eventually he just breaks down, and once again, more build up. I love how Vince is kind of like happy enough to let things go, and then Daniel tries to use him as a shield, and it's kind of like, oh, let's hear this. No, I'm not getting you. Bang! Oh, that worked. That worked. I'm just going to step out of the ring now, head back to my office, and count my money.
Money.
My money.
It's only 3 months to the Rumble of Greatness.
Days.
No.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
We'll get anyway.
Still on the cards, bye.
I know. As always, Carmella and Truth backstage can be fragging hilarious. You have the Truth walking along, going on about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble, and then it'll either be him against AJ Styles or him against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Carmella points out, well, what about Brock Lesnar? No way, I don't want to go to Sioux Falls City. Suplex City. No, that neither. That too. Oh my God. Unfortunately though, after that hilarious moment, you then lead into another build-up for Becky, or for Carmella, because that was how SmackDown opened up. Stone Cold Becky Lynch in the ring. Yeah, I forgot about that. I actually forgot about that.
You just asked me did it open with Vince, and I said no, and then we moved on to the matches.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I forgot that SmackDown opened up with Stone Cold Becky Lynch in the ring, talking herself up. Asuka comes down, talking Japanese, being all hot and violent and then Carmella comes down and says how she's going to win because she wins everything. Or not Carmella, Charlotte. Yeah. Which leads to later on Carmella and Truth backstage, and Carmella runs into Charlotte, and Charlotte once again stating how she's going to win everything because she beats everyone.
Well, you're forgetting that I'm number 30. That's what
I know.
That's what you said basically.
I know.
Carmella.
To finish things off, we had WWE doing probably one of their, I'd like to say, smartest ideas ever, if not for the fact that Ray nearly killed himself about 3 fragging times.
If they enjoyed the match so much last week, let's give them 3 matches in one.
Yeah. Basically, after the popularity of people seeing Andrade...
Flippy guys do flippy stuff the way the flippy guys do it.
I was going to say Andrade, formerly CN Almas, because...
People can't do it too.
Because much like Cody, WWE decided to take his name.
3-barrel names don't work.
I don't know. Against Rey Mysterio, and they decided, Trio to Falls match. And
3 names. 3 names. That's never going to go down. You'll never get over Andrade. That's it.
So anyway, like I said, because Vince decided to steal his name like he did with Cody, they've cut him down to Andrade. So yeah, him versus Rey Mysterio in a 2 out of 3 falls match that was really, really good.
Amazing. It was absolutely amazing. There was so much. Even the botch or 2 that happened were great.
Well, Ray nearly cracked his skull when he did the slide and Andrade DDT'd him.
Yep.
We know he nearly cracked his skull because later on he went looking for water to make sure that his skull wasn't cracked open. There was Ray landing on his knee during one of the flips. That was he was hobbling after that. And then there was the nearly death-like botched crucifix roll, which they covered quickly with a pin.
Yeah. They managed to make it look like a very sloppy reversal.
I think, to be fair, Graves deserves a bit of credit here for talking up by just saying, Andrade just managed to sidestep that at the last second.
Yeah. Graves is great, man.
He is good at covering up for Byron
He's
Saxton
on the ball.
usually.
Yeah. Oh, they messed up. What do I say?
Nothing, Saxton. You say nothing.
Shut up, Saxton.
I know, it's weird how my former Shut Up Graves has turned into Shut Up Saxton.
Yeah, it's because it's...
Shut up, Saxton. But, yeah, like I said, really, really good match. 1 fall each apiece, and then Samoa Joe came down to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Because Joe!
Yeah, which really made Joe look super awesome, because he destroyed Mustafa Ali earlier, and then he came down and he took out 2 other guys and just like, this is what I'm going to do to everybody. And then RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, Joe standing all mean and grimacing, and then from out of nowhere...
And then I'm assuming Randy Orton's a good guy again, because he did that kind of pandering to the crowd he does when he's a good guy, opposed to just being all like, F you, and walks out of the ring.
I don't know. You can be a bad guy and still be an egomaniac, don't forget. Yeah. I thought Graves pointed out there was a good line out of Graves. He was like, there was only one man that ever won 3 Royal Rumbles, and that was the Rattlesnakes. Stone Cold, Steve Austin. The question is, can another type of snake do it this year as the Viper gets set to win?
Yeah. He also wears a waistcoat, so...
I don't think that was really
comparative.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty much main roster stuff.
Yes.
One of the We have decided to go with the certain wrestler's theme song because he has been up and coming, and as long as he doesn't end up getting down and broken by Samoa Joe, I expect big things from.
And also, if you let Samoa Joe bounce you around like a basketball for 2 weeks consecutively, I think you earn your theme tune on our show.
Yeah, so as a result of that, Mustafa Ali, we salute you. Was that the sound of that thing going off?
No, it's the NRS guys mailing. We're just going to mute that. There we go, problem solved.
Okay, we should have about a half an hour left when we come back.
Cool. Your last good?
No, thank you. Just because I felt very dry when we were eating a while ago. I was like, oh god, my throat! This is why milk is supposed to be had with cookies.
Usually not playing out here anymore. Did you get a chance to have a look on Softshare to see if Aquaman or Bumblebee are up? I was watching Aquaman again last night. And like I said, the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee is... It's like my childhood was made live action brought to the screen. I heard Aquaman is DC finally did a superhero movie, right?
They didn't finally do a superhero movie, right? DC once again did a superhero movie, right? Wonder Woman was good.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And to be fair, I like Suicide Squad. But yeah, Aquaman is definitely them kind of going fucked up. Here you go. Here's a good film. Although it's probably got to do with Jason Momoa just being fucking. Well, partially, I think he had a.
He's so goddamn good looking!
No, I think he had a lot of input into the script.
Well, he's a serious comic book nerd, isn't he?
Yeah. There is a scene, and it's just.
I'm glad he didn't like bleach his hair.
Actually, I was watching last night from a more critical point of view, and it's interesting that they decided to kind of go the exact opposite. In comics and animation, Orm is dark haired and Arthur is blonde. In this, Orm is blonde and Arthur is kind of darker haired, but it's not even. Is that like the end of the hair is kind of blonde as well, so it works for him. Given who his father is in it, you don't know who's playing her? Jake the Mouse. My people, once were warriors.
What?
Never seen Once Were Warriors? No. Jango Fett. In the Star Wars films?
Star Wars, dude.
Once Were Warriors is a classic piece of cinema that I'm genuinely surprised you haven't seen.
I'll check it out.
New Zealand movie, Aboriginal history.
Oh wait! No, I have seen that.
So you know the main guy, the big fucking
Oh! Yes. Yeah.
Jake the Mouse, or Jake the Moose.
Yeah. He was the guy who was like the Jason Momoa before Jason Momoa showed up. We need a token big dude.
Hard dude. He's actually not that big.
Nobody's
Yeah.
big like.
Yeah. So having him play fucking, it's brilliant.
Makes total sense.
There is a scene in the pub. They're drinking, and he looks and goes, "What's the matter? You want me to have put him in a sippy cup for you? How is it I can breathe underwater, but you can outdrink me every time? It's my superpower." And welcome back. That was Mustafa Ali's theme "Go Hard," which he clearly is if he's going up against Samoa Joe and getting killed on a semi-to-regular basis. Well, no, I suppose.
It's a bi-weekly basis anyway, for definite.
Yeah, it happened twice. Interesting to see him in the Rumble.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be good.
He could be the new Kofi Kingston.
He could.
What mad shit is he going to do to stay off the floor? I like the way Wrestle Talk called it the annual "The Floor is Made of Lava" competition.
Yeah, they are not wrong.
They're not wrong.
Okay, moving on to NXT. Oh my God. NXT started off with violence, ultra violence, as one of the most violent and fun tag teams to watch. Lorcan and Birch took on Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartholomew.
The European Union.
The European Union.
I don't think it's an official name, but goddamn.
It should be.
What's his name?
Nigel?
Nigel McGuinness is certainly trying to get it over. They're like some sort of European Union.
Well, he's able to. What with him doing commentary on
Yeah.
NXT and NXT UK?
Yay.
Kind of handy enough. But yeah.
He does more than commentary. He's like one of their producer guys.
I know.
He's great. I love McGuinness, man.
But anyway, yeah. Once again, just an amazing match. Fair play to Eichner, pulling off some fantastic high flying stuff for a big guy. That double spring moonsault is awesome to watch.
I liked where he did the double spring frog splash cross body from inside of the ring to the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
He was all over the place. It was great.
Yeah. I love the fact that it was Eichner that took the slapping off Lorcan, wasn't it?
Yeah. The super uppercut.
For those of you that are unaware,
Oh, mega uppercut!
For those of you that are unaware, Ornie Lorcan has this interesting habit of grabbing you by the face and slapping the absolute piss out of you.
Yeah.
And it's not like pretend or anything, no.
No,
He's
you can hear it.
slapping the frack out of people.
You can hear it.
It's one of the reasons why Lorcan versus Birch, all 3 matches
Because
were
they just grabbed each other by the head and just beat the schmeg out of each other, yeah.
And then decided, you know what, we're really good at this, let's do it to other people instead.
Yeah.
But so as a result, this once again, brilliant match. Lorcan and Birch pick up the victory, but to be fair, really good match for putting over Barrett.
Great showing for everybody. Great showing for everybody.
Really good fun. I've hit stuff. I hate it when I hit stuff. Sorry.
Bad tablet.
Damn stupid fracking son of a... I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. Yeah, the NXT started off with Velveteen Dream in the ring, didn't
It did. He was having a good old natter.
Yeah, he's shot at the North American title. He
Title,
believes that Velveteen Dream should have gold around his waist.
And then Adam Cole came down to tell him he's crazy,
Yeah.
baby.
Interrupted by Cole and Fish, and this leads to
The unmerciful line where he ripped Fish apart in 2 sentences. You're nothing but Adam Cole's little undisputed lackey.
I think it was I'll be happy to fight Fish if Adam lets you.
He called him his undisputed lackey as well.
Yeah.
I love it. He was, dreams on fire.
So yeah, this ends up getting set up for a match later on in the night. We will get back to that.
Oh, yes.
For the most part, NXT, it was promos and stuff building up the events that are going to be taking place at NXT TakeOver. Most notably, Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair.
You also had a women's tag match.
I'm talking about the promos. I'll get to the matches.
Yes, boss.
I'll forget about them if I don't do them now.
Okay.
I've already forgotten stuff from SmackDown.
You don't need to keep justifying it. I'm agreeing with you.
It's just there was a really good point that was made by Belair during her segment that I don't think enough people make towards champions, especially guys like John Cena. And it was, Shayna Baszler is going on about how she's a 2-time NXT champion. Belair turns around and she goes, yeah, you are 2-time because that means you were beaten once. I am undefeated. And I just think that's a line more people should use against champions. I am a 15-time champion. That means you got beat 14 times.
You're also a 14-time loser.
Do you know how many times I've held this belt? Once. Do you know how long I held it for? Nearly a year. Do you know how many people beat me?
Nada. Uno.
1. And that's the guy that took the belt away from me, who I am now going to get my belt back from.
Yeah, but then that's how you become a 2-time champion and a 1-time loser.
True. But it's far better than losing the belt 15, 16 times.
Poor old Sasha Banks. Reminds me of Sasha Banks. Do you
I was
remember her?
Charlotte that time she won it and lost it 15 times in the same month.
Do you remember? Think of every Sasha Banks belt win. It was like she won the title on a Sunday, dropped the title on a Monday, cried away to Memphis on Tuesday.
Yeah, with Charlotte. The two of them just swapped the belt, so it meant nothing. The belt meant nothing.
Charlotte would win it back on a Monday, and then she'd defend it until the next pay-per-view, and then Banks would win it back at the pay-per-view, and then she'd lose it on Monday.
Yeah, it's just, but anyway, it's, like I said, a lot of promos on NXT this week designed to build up the stuff that we're going to be getting at TakeOver, and I think...
Which is going to be amazing.
Yeah, like I said, that build between Baszler and Belair was really, really
We're
good.
going to get more into TakeOver before we go as well.
Yeah. Tag-wise, or match-wise, we had Io Shirai and Kairi Sane versus Tanea Brooks and Amber Nova.
It was a good match.
It was, although I feel there was a couple of spots that could have been... There was There was a bit that Io and Kyrie did with Amber Nova, whereby Kyrie shoots her into the ropes, lays down, Amber goes over, Io also lays down, and
the
it goes
trip
up.
over.
And it wasn't clear
I'll
what
tell-
they were supposed to be doing
I'll
there.
tell you what happens. That's a real Japanesey thing that
Oh,
comes
I
up in
know.
wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I've seen it.
Like they do
It's-
that kind of schoolyard fighting
yeah,
style. It
but
doesn't translate as well into the American audience.
It
though.
wasn't just that. It was, I don't think that they had it prepped properly, because I know how it's supposed to go.
Or maybe Brooks actually didn't know what was going on.
This is my
They
point.
were just like, let's trip her out for the laugh. Okay.
This is my point. But like Io's hand should have come up or something and caught the leg, but it didn't. And your man kind of stepped over and then went, "Oh, I'm on the ground."
maybe it was actually real. Maybe that's what happened. No, you've changed my mind now. That's what's happened. I've decided that.
Okay,
That's
fair
it.
enough.
That's it.
I have to have wrote that down wrong. I did write that down wrong because there's no. You can't see because you don't know where I'm looking. Anyway,
No, you just flashed a big screen of right now.
I did.
It's lovely, by the way.
I did. Lovely screen.
Lovely screen for HDness and stuff like that.
Anyway, needless to say, Io Shirai and Kairi Sane picked up the win.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that perhaps because neither one of them seems to be.
And then they did a Japanese anime ending where they're all like, yeah.
And also, what I was going to say was, because neither one of them is in the title shot, they're building them up as a tag team to go against.
I think there's a women's tag division going to start milling in there.
I know, but
they're
this
going to
is
have
what
them going up against the two horsewomen.
Well, it's not just that. There was a comment out of Morrow referencing the fact that it was the anniversary of the Japanese Jumping
Yes.
Bomb Angels. I remember them.
Yeah.
They should have been tag champions if not for the fact that Moolah was a bitch. No, really, that's actually.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Like, straight up, we should have had a women's tag championship for the last 25
Yeah,
fucking
she held it
years.
down. No, it's for the men.
No, it wasn't even that. They're from Japan. They can't have the belts.
Nope.
They'll upstage me.
Nope, because I
Right.
can't do any of that flippy shit.
So we haven't had a women's tag champion. And anyway, so yeah, clearly a build up for that. They were on about how on the pre-show for Takeover it's going to be Mia Shafira and Jessamine Duke
Versus Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
Yeah,
Yup.
that should be a fun match.
Yup.
It should be a violent match, I think.
I would imagine so.
I'm only a little bit worried. We haven't seen much of Shapira and Jessamine Duke's in ring.
I'm aware of the UFC. Jessamine Duke is a beast.
Yeah, but that's not the same as being able to perform in.
I know, but if you look at Baszler's,
I know,
it's a
but
template. It works good.
I'd rather not, because I was very, very critical of Baszler when she first came in.
It's because it looked like she was injuring people, but I
'Cause
don't think
she
she actually.
was.
I don't think she actually was, dude.
There were times, and you and I both know, there's ways to sink in some stuff to make it hurt, and there's ways to sink it in to make it look like it hurt. And I think there were times when she forgot what the difference was.
Yeah, well, it'll be okay. Don't worry about it. No one's died yet. It'll be fine.
Um,
It does kind of come with the territory, like, do you know what I mean?
I know. Next up, we had Velveteen Dream versus Bobby Fish.
Oh God!
It was just straight up.
It was
awesome
just
match.
meat getting slapped around the ring at a violent and steady pace.
Taken out of context, that would be very weird, man.
Dude, anything wrestling taken out of context is very weird. If anywhere outside of the square ring, if there's a guy, I'm quoting Joe Rogan here, but if anywhere outside of the square ring, if there's a guy that shows up in his underwear to some house wearing a leather mask, he's sucking something.
Yeah.
Within the confines of the squared circle, lots of stuff can be said and done, and I'm standing by my previous comment because there was a lot of very large canned meat getting slapped around the ring in a very violent and what looked like painful fashion.
Yeah. It's also interesting to note that a lot of people, due to Lars Sullivan's anxiety over going out on Raw, it's been theorized by a lot of people that perhaps the John Cena match that may or may not was supposed to happen because apparently he's faked his ankle injury because they don't know what they're doing, might actually be against Velveteen Dream at the Royal Rumble.
Oh my God, I hope so. The two of them would have a match and a half.
I mean, like,
especially if John's in the mood. Do you know the way he's not like keep you down John anymore? He's actually put you over John.
yeah, he's finally decided to adopt the Terry Funk attitude of, oh, let me do something with him.
He's doing. Look, The Rock was the same. The Rock was all about getting The Rock to number one, and then once he started in the movies and he was moving out of wrestling, he was like, I need to put someone else in this position. And
Yeah.
Rock and Cena had
It's
their
what,
thing.
it's what
It's what a good
happened.
wrestler
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
You know, you're moving on to bigger
Help
pastures or
bring up-
whatever.
yeah.
move up the new talent.
Yeah, exactly.
But as I said, if John's in a mood to proper put him over, the two of them could have a blinder of a match.
That's what they're doing. It's what everyone speculates, but the question is...
God, I
what's
hope
gonna
it's
happen.
so true. Let it be true. Let it be true.
Yeah. Okay, finally, just to round off NXT, we had Ricochet in the ring,
Yep.
calling out Johnny Gargano because Johnny's looking for the title and all the rest of it. This gets obviously interrupted by Johnny Gargano,
Yeah.
which quickly devolves. You see, Johnny's talking about how he has a plan and gets into the ring. He's like, I'm not.
You think I'm going to run down here and get angry and try and kick you in the face, but that was old Johnny Wrestling. New Johnny has a plan, which was to talk while he gets ready to kick you in the face. That's the new plan.
Yeah.
Diversionary talking.
Yeah. So Johnny jumps Ricochet and it all goes off and
A wild Ciampa appears from the crowd.
yeah, and just kind of watch. Well, no, he gets involved first, doesn't he?
No, he runs in and buckles Ricochet.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then there,
And then
Gargano's outside the ring, and Ciampa's going off on Ricochet, and then a wild Aleister Black appears and starts thumping the head off Ciampa, and then Aleister has Ciampa in the ring, and then Gargano out of nowhere just goes, what the hell am I doing? Runs over and starts thumping the head off Aleister Black, and then all of a sudden DIY are pumping the heads off two guys inside the ring.
I know.
That sounded very bad out of context. I meant to say pucking the heads off the people.
With the crowd chanting DIY as well.
With the crowd chanting DIY as well.
And chanting yes, by the
And
way.
then I thought the awkward walk up the ramp where none of them would turn their back on each other because they still didn't trust them, and then there was the eyeballing at the top of the ramp, and then just as Ciampa goes to put his hand out, a wild Candice LeRae appears, speaking sense. Johnny, what are you doing?
This annoys me a little
He
bit.
tried to murder you.
Hang on. A couple of weeks ago, when Johnny Gargano was first doing his heel turn, it looked like Candice was doing a heel turn as well.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think she's against the heel turn or the attitude change. She's just against him going back with Ciampa, because Ciampa drives Gargano crazy.
We all know what's going to happen.
Oh, we know what's going to happen.
We know.
Well,
what's
you
going
never
to
know with
happen.
WWE these days because they love to titillate with stuff that's never ever going to happen.
I think DIY is going to have all the gold before too long.
Is that the image you got? As they were at the top of the ring, I was like, I can see both of them. Oh my God! Imagine if they had the tag champs as well. Two guys,
That's what I'm talking about.
4 belts.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I mean. DIY is going to have all the gold.
They're going to need a. They're going to have to bring people in. I think.
What do you mean?
Well, you can't do that.
Why not? It's been done before. It just hasn't been done
Okay,
for a long time.
here's why. They only have one pay-per-view
Yeah.
every 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would mean that Gargano and Ciampa would have to appear in 2 matches each per pay-per-view.
And do you not know better bookers? I think.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think booking-wise you want
Look,
2 guys
here's the
coming out
thing.
and
Here's the thing. You were also forgetting the amount of time between the pay-per-views. I'm not saying they keep.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they keep all the gold all the time.
But you could see it on them. I
Maybe,
agree with you.
You know, let them keep it for a couple of pay-per-views.
Give us the goddamn Undisputed Era. They have enough of them to have a belt each.
But why?
Because they're great.
Yes, they are.
Every
No,
one
no,
of them
no,
is
no.
great.
Stop. Yes, they are. But at the end of the day, the crowd love the idea of DIY being back together.
Yeah, that's because they're DIY.
They are. Think about it. If it wasn't for the fact that Ciampa did
When they did that
the
double
crowd
knee,
is even starting
when
to
they
get,
did that double knee into the head at the last takeover.
This is my point. The crowd is even starting to get behind Ciampa now, as long as it's DIY.
Yeah. It's not that we don't like you. It's just we don't like you when
Hating
Gargano's
you.
not involved. When you're on your own, you're an a-hole. But
Which
we
we
don't.
love.
He's so good, man.
He's
His
brilliant as a bad
promos,
guy.
he's so good as a bad guy. And I'm liking the Gargano heel turn.
Yeah.
Johnny Badass is brilliant.
It's just.
I still
This is why.
genuinely
This is why I think
that
DIY
walk
would work.
that walk through memory lane in the park, man, is still one of my favourite promos of 2018 out of every wrestling franchise I've seen.
This is why I think DIY would work as
The two of them on mics.
if the two lads, right, you have Johnny when he's in the North American thing, you have Ciampa hang on to the title, and then for whatever reason you have them go after Undisputed because they decided, you know what, we're owning this place. We were here first. we built this place.
It'll be War Raiders, I think.
I would rather,
War.
as soon as somebody,
War.
generally speaking, as soon as somebody gets a title belt, it is a sign that they are going to be getting moved up at some point in the not distant future. Correct?
Yes-ish.
Ish. It's a
Adam Cole being a.
I know it's a general. No, we're talking about main belt, heavyweight championship.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So if you look at that as being kind of a marker,
I think that might be changing a bit with the way Triple
know.
H was talking.
I know. Just bear with me, right? Bear
Yeah,
with me.
I'm down with your crazy beat, bro.
Ciampa has the main belt. You have Gargano get the North American belt, and
Yeah.
it's a sign that they're going to be moving up,
Mhm.
right? Let them be the tag champs for a while. Have War Raiders built up by being this unstoppable force, but at the same time, just because it's Ciampa and Gargano, first you have them taking part
For
in
that
this
to happen though, War Raiders had to not be an unstoppable force.
No, they don't. Stop. All they got to do is take out Undisputed,
Yeah.
and then you have War Raiders trying to do to DIY what they did to Undisputed, follow them, jump them, all the rest of it, except now they're dealing with Ciampa and Gargano being badass DIY, being sneaky, being underhanded, being even more dastardly than the Undisputed era.
Yeah.
There's only two of them. But
So, wait. So you're saying War Raiders win the championship?
eventually,
So
from DIY.
from DIY, for that to happen though, the unstoppable War Raiders have to lose a match first because they're in a championship match Saturday. Is what I'm saying.
Against,
Undisputed.
yeah.
So for them to be able to win the belts off DIY, Undisputed have to retain their belts to then lose them to DIY in the future.
Because it's impossible to beat an unstoppable team when you have a four-man advantage, using dirty tricks and chicanery, and still have your unstoppable team look unstoppable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not a clean win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get that.
That's how Undisputed wins.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. I'm down with that.
Okay. We're just gonna have to briefly move on to NXT UK, or else we're gonna get caught for time. NXT UK was promo-wise, a lot of it was just kind of looking back at the stuff that happened in Blackpool and
Yeah. It was the first because I think the last week's episode was a pre-recorded one.
kind of, yeah. Match-wise, we had Nina Samuels versus the debuting Lana Austin.
That was good.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of Lana Austin. They did.
I really liked her. The mom from Manchester.
That was exactly it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
because Nigel built her up as the mother of three who's getting to live her dream, and
Yeah.
she was good in the ring.
Yeah. It was like the Page story. Do you know what I mean?
Except, without her going Paige here every 5 minutes,
Yes.
and she couldn't. Yeah.
Page.
We know you're supposed to be in here. It's your match. But Nina Samuels would end up picking up the victory there. Once again, Nina Samuels was actually in the first.
Mae Young Classic, wasn't it?
I was going to say in the first NXT UK televised.
Oh yeah. She was the first ladies match.
Next up, we had Eddie Dennis against Jamie Ahmed.
This was great.
Yeah,
Jamie Ahmed was brilliant as well, I have to say.
he is, and I think because after seeing Eddie Dennis against Bomber Mastiff,
I think people are buying how violent and dangerous Eddie Dennis is now a little bit more.
yeah,
Because he was just I'm 6'5", but I'm lanky. But now he literally did, like, he picked up Mastiff, he threw Mastiff around the ring.
I think I even.
They went to town on each other. Like that was a heavily violent match. It was great.
I think I made the comment last week. I was surprised by the physical power of Eddie Dennis.
Yeah,
when
because
was able to do stuff.
he does just look like now. Don't get me wrong. I know like he's big as in he's 6'5". He does look lanky, but when you put that in proportion of a 6'5", 6'6" frame,
Yeah,
he's a big bloody dude. But it's when you see him pick Dave Mastiff up in a crucifix powerbomb position, it's a little bit like holy moly.
Where'd that come from?
My back hurt just watching it.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck? So yeah, as a result, Eddie Dennis and that match against Bomber definitely did a lot to
Oh,
develop
yeah,
him as
yeah,
a
yeah.
monster,
Yeah.
despite him losing. But once again, against Jamie Ahmed, able to prove it, and
And it was good as well because Jamie Ahmed isn't a small dude either. He's a
he's a
stocky boy. He's
yeah.
stocky. Yeah. So yeah,
but yeah, we had Eddie Dennis pick up the victory.
and he's got fucking forearms like iron.
Ahmed or Eddie
Ahmed,
Dennis?
he gave
Oh.
he gave Eddie Dennis a spinning forearm at one stage. I thought he took his
Yeah.
head clean off. He was just, boom.
Yeah. I'd like this. Was it?
And there was the power bomb Dennis gave him on the outside of the ring as well. Was also like I was like, What is in that foam? Foam doesn't make a boom like that. What the hell is under that foam?
Nothing.
Oh man.
Nothing is underneath that.
Man. Yeah.
Next up we had, this is the match that we had been waiting for ever since Jordan Devlin kept jumping Travis Banks,
Yeah.
and everyone went, that little Kiwi's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. We're Irish, so we do, go on Devlin, but I'm
But at the
also
same
a
time,
big...
Devlin, for fuck's sake.
Would you just beat him in the ring?
Stop jumping him. You're only making him angry.
He's like a Tasmanian devil.
He's from where they're from.
He's literally natively where they're from, ish. Because it's its own island, to be blatantly honest.
Yes,
but
I know.
yes.
Making that distinction before Travis Banks turns up to kill us.
Bad luck. For anyone who's watching on the radio, I just managed to back headbutt my phones off. For anyone who's watching on the podcast on YouTube, you're welcome.
I was waiting for anyone watching on the radio, huh?
No, I'm on the ball. It's the disadvantage of having headphones that don't fit. I'm back.
But yeah, it's like, once again, really, really fantastic match, and
So good.
the only problem was, I think the only problem is Travis Banks is such a violence machine, and Jordan Devlin is such a great wrestler that, to be honest, I think what we actually need at the end of the day is a no DQ, falls count anywhere, let Travis Banks kill Devlin match.
Yeah, because no one got a win in this match either, did they?
No, it was a double count out because they killed each other.
Yeah.
Like, I actually legitimately, there was.
I get what they were doing because they don't, like, Devlin's on the up as well, especially after the Valor match, because it was amazing. So,
you see, here's the thing, right? There was a point during the Devlin and Banks match where I legitimately thought Devlin was knocked the frack out on his feet.
yeah.
I mean,
Was it after the chest kicks?
no, there was.
He took 4 chest kicks, crumpled to the ground for a second, and then he got back up and took another 4 chest kicks. And I was just like, I wonder, was he actually supposed to go down like that?
Yeah, no, didn't Banks kick him in the head at one point or something?
Yeah, that's what Banks does.
Yeah, but like after that, Banks did something, and I remember after distinctly, you could see Devlin. He's just not, whether it was a work or not. If it was a work, it was brilliantly done. If it wasn't, that man was unconscious on his feet. And then later on, you have Travis going for that kick where Devlin it's not a duck, he just drops. And even Nigel was like, I don't know if he meant to do that or if he's actually unconscious. And it was shortly after that we had the ring out. So you're kind of looking going, was that supposed to end like that, or did they genuinely kick the big Jesus out of each other to the point that they actually physically cannot continue this, and maybe it should have been a Texas death.
Yeah, that's why I was doing the time thing.
Texas death match.
That'd be amazing.
That would be brilliant.
None of them are from Texas, but anyway.
As for time, we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, that pretty much rounds out NXT UK, because the promos and stuff are just. There was a lot of interviews with there was an interview with Tony Storm, and it was basically just what's the word I'm looking for? Catch up stuff in regards NXT Takeover UK. That was the week before, but yeah. Anyway, so for those of you that aren't aware, NXT Takeover Phoenix takes place tomorrow night. It's going to be fragging awesome. The Royal Rumble takes place Sunday night. That too is going to be fragging awesome.
Possibly.
The Rumble is always awesome.
Well, the Rumble's always awesome.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what other matches happen. I'll sit down. The Royal Rumble is one of the most easily rewatchable wrestling events ever. I can sit down and watch all the Rumbles from the start, just the Rumble match, and just be a happy camper.
Yeah, because they're mentalist.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that pretty much finishes things for this week. We should be back same wrestling time, same wrestling radio station next week. If you want more, as always, thanks to everyone for listening in. Thanks to Limerick City Community Radio, your city, your station, your voice, your willingness to let us come in and do this. If you want to hear more from myself and Johnny Deadly, you can tune into Facebook every Sunday night from around 11ish, where we present
Twitch more importantly.
And Twitch more importantly, apparently.
Twitch.tv/The Gorecast.
Yep, where we present our horror themed show, The Gorecast. This week we're going to be covering Ghostbusters. You don't want to miss it because we're going to be...
Yeah, there was Ghostbuster news and there was Ghostbuster comments that were done in anger.
Someone opened their mouth and now they're going to be turned into a ghost.
Oh yeah. Who are you going to call? Gorecast!
But anyway, yeah, so that's Sunday night. Now, as always, we'll be back next week. Until then, and to get people psyched up, yeah, Takeover happens Saturday. So with that in mind, we're going to play out with the Takeover intro as done by
Whoever.
Well, the track is called "Holding My Breath." I just can't remember who did it.
Go down.
It doesn't say.
Oh yeah. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, neither do I. Can't remember. But yeah, we'll be back next week, and until then, here is the Takeover NXT Takeover Phoenix theme song to get you in the mood. See y'all next week. Bye.
We never got to do predictions.
Yeah, we might not have done predictions, but we did talk stuff up.
Yeah.
We kind of did do predictions. We predicted what we'd like to happen
Yeah.
in some regards.
I'm waiting Roddy and see what you do a predictions video with me or something. They're easy for getting views on the channel.